Hello, hello, good afternoon. Happy 4th of July. Look, I'm cameraless today. You can just hear me. It's like back on the radio. What's up? Hey everybody, happy 4th of July. There's going to be a live, we're going to do the live feed here. We don't have the camera on for various different reasons. Number one, I didn't turn it on. Really only one reason. I didn't turn it on. But that's okay because I want to get the full scope of this whole thing, and this is going to be really great. And I'm going to shut up when the entire presentation starts. But in the meantime, it's Mark Kaye, old school voice. It's like you're listening to the podcast, really. For those of you that don't listen to the podcast, guess what? This is what it's like. This is what you just crank up the speakers and you hear the podcast, and it's really kind of fun and exciting. Anyway, listen, I think that here's the thing though. This is really exciting. Happy 4th. Look, I can see the comments too. Happy 4th. I got a lot of comments coming in from Lynn King on Facebook. Jazzanne is waving and kissing. Oh, hi Jazzanne. What else we got? We got Rob. Hey there, my friend. Hello, Rob. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching this thing, which I assume you are because you're here. This is the best place to watch it, I feel, because we're all friends. We're all together. We all love America. Is everyone having a great 4th of July, by the way? I hope so. I woke up bright and early this morning, and I was so excited that it was the 4th of July. We did the 47 Daily Podcast, which was exquisite and outstanding. We went out, I did some other fun stuff. I had a cup of coffee. I had a bagel. That was fun. It wasn't fun. It was just, it was sustenance. Is what it was. And then we went down to the beach. And since we didn't do the live stream, since we took off for the holiday, it was actually really great because I had the opportunity to just sit on the beach all day and hang out with the fam. And man, it was crowded. Holy smokes. I thought it was crowded every other day, and I was right because it was. But today was the most crowded on the beach, and that's what I did. So I was recording the 47 Daily Podcast, and luckily I have a view down on the beach, or view of the beach from my perch up here at K-Trade HQ, Mike Bravo, and I saw people like setting up in my general vicinity really early. So as soon as I got done recording, like at 8:00, I ran down there and set up all my stuff. And by the time the rest of the family woke up, I was like, guys, we're going now. We're going now. And I sat out there all day, and there were flags. There was a flyover. I don't know if you guys have been following my, I don't know if you, let me close my email. You guys don't want to, hold on. Let me make sure. Let me do this. Oh, that's gone. Wah, wah. Let me close my email. Let me close my text messages. Make sure that we don't get interrupted by anybody. All right. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, I was recapping my day. So I went down. I said, we're going down there. We were down on the beach the entire day. We had coffee on the beach. We had pina coladas on the beach. There was the flyover at 1:00. Came up for like 30 minutes, just, cause. And then I went back. And I'm going to go back down here after this event. So this should be really exciting. But the one big, beautiful bill passed yesterday right at the end of the show, which was great. Well, I didn't even time it that way. I was like, you know what? Maybe it'll pass. Maybe it won't. But boom. For you guys that watched and listened to the podcast yesterday, you saw it. It happened in real time. We were watching Hakeem Jeffries just talk nonsense for hours. We had Hakeem Jeffries just blah, 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 blah. And it was crazy. And then what happened was we had Mike Johnson come up, and he started giving a really good speech. And I said, let's listen in. And wouldn't you know it, we listened into the speech, and as soon as the speech was done, they started to vote, and bada bing, bada boom, within minutes, there was within minutes, we saw the, I don't know where my thing went. We saw that the bill had passed. Listen, by the way, this is a great time to let you in on a little secret. This is a great time. I'm going to roll through a couple of little things here. Great time to let you in on a little secret. First of all, secret number one, I've been selling this alligator Alcatraz stuff, but here's what I've noticed, because I haven't really been promoting the store lately. There's been a lot of other stuff going on, right? We've had the where are we? We've had the election. We're promoting Mark Kaye for Congress, which is very important. We've been doing our podcast Profits Live, which is exquisite. But I've been neglecting the store, and that's my bad. But this shop is always here, whether I mention it or not. It's always here. And the Alligator Alcatraz merchandise has really, I think, promoted or has really prompted some more interest in the store, because not only have we been selling, but look at this. You can see Richard down here. He bought a Gulf of America t-shirt. People have been like, oh yeah, I want that. the Gulf of America, which I know a lot of people sell Gulf of America stuff, but I like my design the best because I designed it. And if you want the Trump official, but this is official portrait. We have the official portrait collection, and this is one of my favorites because during Donald Trump's RNC speech, I don't know if you're new to the show, maybe you've never seen this, but during President Donald Trump's RNC speech, that's the back. Where's the front? I want to see the front. Here we go. This was the quote that he ended his speech with. America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, brighter, happier, stronger, freer, greater, and more united than ever before. That was Donald Trump in 2024 at the Republican National Convention. And I loved that quote so much. As soon as I heard, I was standing there. And as soon as I heard that quote, I was like, I'm putting that on a t-shirt. And boom, I did. And it became a top seller. So all this stuff is there for you. And the link should be in the description of this video if you want to check it out. And I know that there's a lot of people selling alligator Alcatraz stuff too. But again, I like mine the best. I see a lot, I'm like a simple guy. I don't like a busy shirt. I like a simple, clean t-shirt. I like it to look good. I like a solid color. So that's kind of what you'll see in my designs. And I design all these things myself. So what you're getting here is you're getting, a clean, it's a good looking shirt. It's not too, some people like lots of color, lots of flames. They want it to look like a Kiss concert shirt. I get all that. I'm more of the, let's make it look like a collegiate gym wear shirt kind of thing. And I think a lot of people like this kind of stuff too. I know a lot of people like it because you guys have been buying the crap out of this. This yellow one still, every time I show the yellow one, people go, oh, and they run to the shop and they buy it. MarqueShop.com, by the way. MarqueShop.com, by the way. See, Charlie says it looks better than the others. I agree. I think some people just go crazy with the Chat GPT. I think some people, what they do is they're like, I'm going to make an alligator Alcatraz shirt. So they get Chat GPT to make some kind of thing. And it's all like busy and multicolored and it doesn't make any sense. And they're like, sold. But I put a little bit of time. I put at least 15 minutes. I put a good 15 minutes into this shirt. No, it was longer than that. It was like 17 and a half. But I mean, again, this is something that I would wear. And I know I would wear it because I ordered it. And I ordered that. I'm a big dad cap guy. And I ordered, you want to know which one I ordered? I'll show you. I go dark mode a lot. I'm a dark mode guy. I ordered this one here, the blue one. Because if you know me, you know that 99% of my wardrobe is blue, navy blue, or light blue because I recently upgraded. I recently changed to a light blue shirt, which a lot of people see. Anyway, so that's that. Go get your alligator Alcatraz merch. Go get your Gulf of America merch. All that great stuff. It's there for you all the time. And we will be updating it. Right, we will be updating it as well. Fun fact: Michael Tilson writes, "Wait, Mark can see our comments now." Fun fact, Michael: I can always see your comments, but usually what I'm doing when I'm on the air is I'm loading up, video, and I'm making sure that I got the audio right, and I'm managing this, and I'm making sure that, and I'm pulling up websites, and there's breaking news, and I'm watching 4 TVs, so the comments kind of. I have to just kind of go back and read those later. But now I'm literally, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm sitting here waiting for this thing to start, just like you, and chilling. If you're chilling, write me in the chat, and that way I'll know if you guys are chilling, because that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna write me. In fact, I'm gonna go to the chat and write me. I have a lot of chats actually, so I can't see the Rumble chat. I'll pull up Rumble on my phone to see what's going on. Oh, fun fact also, since it's the 4th of July, and it's traditionally not a gift giving holiday, but it is, a birthday. If you would like to, we are always, I hear myself. We are always taking Rumble rants, and we are taking super chats and all those kinds of things. And that's a great way to support the show, to say, wow, I really like this show and I'd like it to continue. Or to say, wow, I really like Mark Kaye. I think he'd be a great congressman. Or wow, I'm way too wealthy. If you're one of those people that has like so much money, you don't know what to do with it. Like you buy weird stuff. For example, my buddy Bob, I haven't really talked to Bob in a while, but and when I say buddy, like he's my buddy, but we're buddies because our friends went to school together and now they're going to college, so I don't see him that much anymore. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. My buddy Bob, like years ago, was like, gosh, the kids must have been like 6 or something like that. And we were talking about doing we were talking about doing a party for the football team because I was a flag football coach, and we had the kids, and we were talking about doing something. It was summertime, whatever. And I said, you know what we should do? And by the way, Bob is an anesthesiologist, so he has lots and lots of money. Anesthesiologists make lots and lots of money. If you're looking for a part-time job, I would say anesthesiologist should be at the top. Maybe that's not a part-time job. It's probably you need full-time training. But yeah, it doesn't matter. So I'm talking to Bob, the anesthesiologist, and I go, you know what we should do? We should rent one of those giant inflatable movie screens with a projector and have like a pool party for the kids, and they can just watch. You know, we'll get like we'll rent, you know, some, I don't know, the Little Giants or whatever. And Bob looks at me and goes, "Oh, you can just borrow mine." And I said, "Borrow your what?" And he said, "You can borrow my inflatable movie screen." And I said, "You have?" Like, I didn't think anybody had one of those just chilling in their garage. I thought that was 100% the kind of thing that you rent, right? Like, who has one of them? Well, apparently Bob did. And I go, "You have one of these?" He goes, "Yeah, I bought it a few years ago because I thought it'd be cool for the kids. Like, you know, I thought we'd be out every weekend watching movies." And I go, "Were you?" He goes, "I used it like twice." And I go, "Oh." He bought it once to watch movies with the kids. He goes, "We watched the Super Bowl on it once, but it was too cold or something, so we all went inside." And he goes, "Yeah, but you can borrow it. It's just in my." He goes, "It's cool. It's just," he goes, "it's kind of a pain. It takes a long while to inflate, you know, so I don't really use it that much." And I was like, "Well," so anyway, the whole point of this is if you're like Bob and you just have so much money that you don't know what to do with it, that you're just like, I'm going to buy an inflatable movie screen and use it twice and then just leave it in my garage. If you're that guy, then by all means, super chat away. You know, we're expecting some super chats from you. Oh, look at this. Freedom Hawk's one of those guys. Freedom Hawk just dropped a $5 super chat. I don't have a bell, but you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Ready? Ding. I don't know. Cha-ching. That's what I need is the cha-ching. Thank you, Freedom Hawk. That's very generous. $4.99 super chat to celebrate the 4th of July. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you joining us for this live stream. And we appreciate, you know, we just appreciate you. And that's a cool name too. Freedom Hawk 66 that's a great name. So we appreciate that. That does support the show. And that does allow us the opportunity to continue to do the show, which is also very, oh, hold on. How many ? Yeah, which is important because if we don't, you know, if we can't do the show, then, well, we can't do the show and I got to go get a real job or something like that, which would be horrible. But anyway, so the fact of the matter is we do appreciate all the super chatters. We do appreciate all of the Rumble ranters. And just even by watching, if you're watching right now, that actually helps us too. So if you're like, look, Mark, you know, times are tight. I can't help you. No problem. Just watching and listening and downloading the podcast is super important. If you download the podcast, or if you don't listen to the podcast, at least subscribe to it, because every time it gets downloaded, guess what? It counts as a download, and we get. Well, in fact, I'm going to do some kind of new promotion. I haven't figured it out yet, but we're going to do a podcast promotion, and the goal is going to be for me just to get a bunch of people to download it. Because once you subscribe once, it automatically downloads to your phone or your computer or wherever you're listening to podcasts. And then I can just be like, look at all these downloads. I'm so popular, and you people may not even be watching it. But, RSBN is at the White House. Should we go to RSBN at the White House? All right, let's go to RSBN. We'll gank their feed and see. Yeah, they always get there early, and they set up, and they've got, the problem with RSBN is they have music usually in the background or chitty chats. Let's delete. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at this. They've got, oh, that's way more fun, huh? All right, good. So they've got close-ups at the White House. They've got a bunch of people there. There's the big American flag. I love that American flagpole. I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't sure at first because it's kind of like off-center. You know, it's like off-center of the White House, and then the other one's on the other side of the White House. At first, I wasn't sure, but now, you know what I love is when they show the aerial shot of the White House, like on Fox News. They're like, we'll be going soon live to the White House, blah, 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 blah. And I go, wow, that flag looks amazing. That flag looks really amazing. So anyway, that's that. But there was something else I wanted to tell you guys too. I forgot what it was. Let's see. We talked about Hakeem Jeffries. We talked about TPUSA. So next week, get this. This is the other great thing about podcasting too. And if you come to my Podcast Profits Live on Tuesday, which I'll tell you about a little later on, you'll learn all about this. But podcasting is incredible. Podcast Profits about a little later. This, but White House came on early too, because I really like the White House feed because it's clean and I know that there's no copyright infringement. But they always wait till like the very last minute. What's happening? Is there something happening? Oh, it's like a flyover. Well, they're zooming in on the presidential podium. So here's my thinking. Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm going to shut up, guys. All right. I love you. Happy 4th of July. I'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy the President of the United States ushering in the new golden age with the signing of the One Big Beautiful Bill.
Of the United States.
Yeah, I don't have sound either. I don't know why there's no sound.
Marine Band will now honor
The White House feed apparently does not have sound. So we'll go back.
Spirit bomber from Whiteman Air Force.
That's weird.
Escorted by 2 F-35 fighters in honor of all.
The White House feed.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, there we go.
Master Gunnery Sergeant Kevin Benier, accompanied by the President.
Can you guys hear the sound now? There should be sound now.
Will now honor America with the singing of our national anthem, followed by
that was my.
Whiteman Air Force Base, escorted by 2 F-35 fighters in honor of all our military personnel who participated in Operation Midnight.
Oh, hold on, wait. I got it. I know what the problem is. Hang on.
Protecting our nation's freedom.
Do you hear the sound now? Okay. I got you. Is it too loud? No, it sounds good.
We hailed at the twilight last evening, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That is when I do. That wasn't me singing, but when I do sing, that's what I sing like. I don't know what's going on here. I guess they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing with the White House feed, but it's weird. I don't know. We'll get back to Trump here in a minute, I hope.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and First Lady Melania Trump.
Well, thank you very much, and that is some sight, especially after what happened just a week ago when you look at that big, beautiful plane, and the other ones were something. It was an incredible mission, and I think I can say very proudly, and I don't have to quote the polls, that our country is more proud right now than it's been in many, many years. We have pride, we have dignity, we have something that's happened miraculously so fast. You know that our military now is the most sought after job there's ever been, serving in our military. 1 year ago, people didn't want to join our military. They didn't want to join our police, our firefighters. They didn't want to join anything having to do with our country. And now, as you probably know, the enlistment is at an all-time record. We're packed. We're full. And I just think that's so important because that was so sad 1 year ago when I heard those statistics. We had a different president, but nobody wanted to join, and now we're at a record. And I will say that I just left NATO, where we had a tremendous experience. They've agreed to put up over $1 trillion a year. They went from less than 2% to 5%, and nobody thought that was possible. And they told me very strongly, the leaders of a big part of the world, very respected people all, they told me that, 1 year ago your country was dead, and now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So that's the way it is, and that's the way we like it. And it's only going to get hotter. I promise you that. After that spectacular display of American power, let me just say that God bless the United States military and God bless the USA. God bless the USA. And to all Americans, I want to wish you a very happy Independence Day, happy 4th of July. This is going to be something special. There's spirit in this country. We haven't seen anything like it in many, many years, in decades. Let me also express our gratitude to our magnificent First Lady. She worked very hard to make this all work. We have a fireworks display about 9 o'clock tonight. I hope you're all going to be around and watch it. I know our congressmen and our senators who are standing right here, so many of them, they did such a great job. They're going to be here. I guarantee you, they're not leaving. They're not leaving. Thanks as well to the National Park Service, the USO, and countless friends and distinguished guests. We have so many people in the audience that have so much to do with the success of our country. We've, I think, had probably the most successful almost 6 months as a president and the presidency. I think they're saying it was the best 6 months, and I know for a fact they're saying the last 2 weeks there has never been anything like it as far as winning. So as you know, 2 weeks ago, our incredible Air Force pilots conducted one of the most successful military strikes in all of history, Operation Midnight Hammer, and that's exactly what it was. It was a hammer. This evening, we're honored to be joined by 150 airmen and their families from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, home of the B-2 bomber. And we've kept them a little bit on guard. We kept them a little bit, let's be a little bit quiet about it. But if you want to raise your hand very quickly, raise your hand, because you people are just incredible. They don't want to be in disguise. They say, we don't have to do that. They're looking at us like we're a bunch of babies. We don't have to be in disguise. We saw all those hands go up. Thank you very much. We owe you everything. Great job. Incredible. Just flawless. One of the most flawless military campaigns in the history of our country. If you remember years ago, they had helicopters crashing into each other. It was a disaster, the hostages in Iran. And we had just the opposite. We didn't have any crashes. We didn't lose any planes. We didn't lose anybody. Those beautiful planes that you saw were totally stealth. They flew right over the center of a very hostile country, and they never even saw it coming. And then they said, skedaddle. They dropped the bombs. They said, skedaddle. And that big sucker turned over like this on its side, and it got out of there. Well, I'll tell you what, how they do that, but they can do it. I asked our great general, Kaye, how do they do that? Do they really love doing that? Look at them, they're all laughing. And they said, do they really like doing it, sir? They can't wait. Better you than me. That's all I can say. It was a flawless mission. Every single bomb hit, and it was total obliteration. Total obliteration. Now, even the fake news is admitting that. They hated to admit it, but they had no choice. That was an incredible thing, and these heroic pilots showed our enemies what it means to fly, fight, and win. To every service member who supported that mission, and we have many of them here, we've made we've made you proud by supporting, but you've made us even prouder by having the courage to get in those gorgeous machines and fly through the roughest airspace anywhere in the world. And we salute you and we honor you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. And we're also honored and delighted to be joined by hundreds of service members and military families. Those families are the best we have, from all across the U.S. Armed Forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Space Force. I love the Space Force. You know why? Because we're the ones that did it. It's turned out to be a very invaluable force, actually. The Coast Guard and the Marines are incredible people. On behalf of our entire nation, this 4th of July, we thank you for keeping America safe, strong, sovereign, and free. Thank you very much for being here. Great honor. And stick around for the fireworks. And our country's had so much to celebrate this Independence Day. As we enter our 249th year, America is winning, winning, winning like never before. I'll tell you, we're in a category now that's where we've wanted to be for a long time. We suffered with 4 horrible years of embarrassment. Afghanistan may be the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. We're never going to let a thing like that happen again. Trillions of dollars are pouring into the United States for investment purposes. Almost $15 trillion. There's never been anything like it. There's never been anything even close. The stock market's at an all-time high. Jobs are at an all-time high. Everything's at an all-time high, and we're going to keep it that way. We have the greatest country in the world, and we're back. We're back like nobody thought possible this quickly. I thought it would take maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe even 3. And we did it in less than 6 months. We are back and strong. We've restored American strength and deterrence on the world stage. We're respected again. The world is respecting us again. When we did NATO, those leaders came up to me and they said, you know what, we're going to go to a new level of spending because you're requesting it, sir. They didn't talk to your last president like that, I can tell you. They didn't spend any money. They didn't spend anything. In a few moments, we're going to make official the greatest victory yet when I signed the one big, beautiful bill. And before I start, I want to tell you that I've never seen people so happy in our country because of that, because so many different groups of people are being taken care of, the military and civilians of all types, jobs of all types. We're adding things like the biggest tax cut in the history of our country, child tax credits. So many things are being added that we wouldn't even have time to discuss them. When we were doing it, John Thune and Mike Johnson right there, I see Mike, what a job they've done. What a job they've done. But you know, it was supposed to be in 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 different bills. And I was on one of the fake news shows and I said, let's do it in one beautiful, big, we want one big, beautiful bill. I said that to this newscaster. And I think a lot of the congressmen and senators were watching, and they said, let's name the bill that, the one big, beautiful bill. And that's what we did. And what we've done is put everything into one bill. It's never happened before. It's the biggest bill of its type in history. We've never had anything like that before. Nothing like that they thought would be possible to get passed. And actually, I liked it because we had so much in there that no matter who you are, there was something in that bill that would make your congressman or your senator or your congresswoman, much more importantly, raise their hand and support, right, Lisa? So it was something, and it was really something special. So the American people gave us a historic mandate in November. We won everything. We won the swing states, all 7 swing states. We won every one. That rarely happens. We won the popular vote. We won the districts. 2,750 to 505. That's why we kept them. This is a triumph of democracy. Say that, listen to they didn't vote for taking care of people. They didn't vote, not one vote, and we knew that because their hatred of either the country or me or both is so great. They didn't vote at all, and it's terrible. But I just have to say, they have a routine. It's terrible, they say. Terrible, terrible. You saw that guy standing up for hours yesterday. He didn't know what he was even doing there. I say, when's he sitting down? He had a towel. He's wiping his face. That's not too elegant. But what is he? I said, what is he doing for so long? And he couldn't criticize the bill. He was criticizing everyone else and everything else. So they've developed, and this is according to the news media, they've developed a standard line, and we can't let them get away with it. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, everybody's going to die. It's actually just the opposite. Everybody's going to live. This is just the opposite. And I just want you to know, if you see anything negative put out by Democrats, it's all a con job. And they said, and they compared it to just like the con job of Russia, 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 and all of the other things they did. The 51 intelligence agents said, and the laptop from hell, it came from Russia, they said. No, it didn't come. A lot of things come from Russia. That didn't come from Russia. And it was all proven out to be a fake job, and that's what they're doing with this. So we just have to look forward, fellas, look forward and just say what it is, because it's the most popular bill ever signed in the history of our country. Whether you're military or anybody else, this is the most popular bill ever signed. And it includes the largest tax cut in American history, the largest spending cut, $1.7 trillion, and yet you won't even notice it. Just waste, fraud, and abuse in American history. So you have the biggest tax cut, the biggest spending cut, the largest border security investment in American history. We want to have strong borders, and the only thing is we want to have great elections too. You need strong borders and elections, and my people have promised me that we're going to go into elections, and we're going to make sure they're not rigged, that they're not sullied. We're going to make sure that the elections are going to be fair. You need 2 things. You need strong borders, and you need fair elections. Now, we're going to make sure on the elections also, and our armed forces are one of the most vital military modernizations of all time. It will take place. So we rebuilt our military in our first term, and now we're going to modernize and remodernize our military, including building a great golden dome all over our land, so that if they get nasty with us, it's going to be knocked down. It's going to make any of the golden domes, they call them the Iron Domes, we're calling ours the Golden Dome, because we did the Iron Domes, and we do sort of everything, if you want to know the truth, but this blows it away. We're going to keep you safe. I want to thank every member of the House and Senate who worked to get this bill on my desk, and many of them are here, and I'm not going to mention all their names because we'll be standing here, but I have to mention a few. And especially I want to thank Vice President J.D. Vance, who's been fantastic. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who's been incredible. We have somebody that it was a passion. I think he actually loved it. It wasn't easy, but he loved it. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, who's right here. Speaker, thank you very much. What a job, and he worked so closely with the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, who's a fantastic guy. And those two are a team that is not going to be beat. When you look at them and you look at their counterparts on the other side, it's not even close. I want to thank both of you people for doing an incredible job. Thank you very much, John and Mike. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, a brave man. Steve, you know, he suffered a tragedy a number of years ago. I was at his hospital bedside that night with Melania, with our First Lady, and he had no chance. The doctor said he has very little chance, and you look better today than you did then. You didn't look particularly good that night, I will say. But I learned one thing. His beautiful wife loved him. She was a disaster, right? I told him, I said, Steve, I can only tell you one thing. I was with your family and I was with your wife, and your wife was devastated. She loves you. I've seen a lot of wives that, you know, they don't seem to be so concerned in those situations. That's the kind of wife you don't want. But you have a great, beautiful wife who was really there, and you really have done. You're a very brave guy, and Mike and John and everybody that's standing with you knows it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. House Majority Whip, this is a guy who is great. When I have a problem, I call him up, and he gets it done. He's a tough cookie. I don't know why he's not the governor of Minnesota. He comes from Minnesota. He's like, look, he goes, no, I don't want to run for governor. You know, come to think of it, I think that's a good idea. You would win so easily. The guy is terrible. You would win. You just have to take a look at that handsome face of yours, and you'd win. Tom Emmer, everybody. He did a great job. I think you should consider that, although we don't want to lose him, do we? We don't want to. Let's say we are. I think say we are. What a job you did. And Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso, who's incredible. Senate Finance Chairman Mike Crapo. Thank you, Mike. What a job. What a job. He knows that tax stuff. Him and Jason, they really know their stuff. Senate Budget Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham. What a good man he is. I see a poll. He's running, and I see a poll. He's 24 points up. That's not bad, Lindsey. That's not bad. 24 points up in the great state of South Carolina. House Ways and Means Chairman Jason Smith. What a job. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. These people are great. These are great patriots. I have to call them out. House Budget Committee Chairman Jody Arrington. Jody, thank you very much. Jody has been good right from the beginning, and so many others, and they're all here, and they fully understand. They'll never speak to me again, but that's okay. It is what it is. But I just want to thank everybody. A lot of senators here, a lot of congressmen and women here. Lisa, thank you very much, by the way. I have to thank you. Thank you very much. You've been fantastic. So this bill will fuel massive economic growth and lift up the hardworking citizens who make this country run. The factory workers, farmers, mechanics, waiters, waitresses, police officers, firefighters, coal miners. Coal is back. Beautiful. I said you can't use the word coal unless you precede it by saying clean, beautiful coal. China's right now building 68 coal generating plants, and we're putting up wind. It doesn't work, I will tell you. Aside from ruining our fields and our valleys and killing all the birds and being very weak and very expensive, all made in China. You know, I noticed something, that with all of the windmills that China sends us, where we waste our money because it's the most expensive energy, I see that, they make about 95% of them, the wind turbines. I have never seen a wind farm in China. Why is that? Somebody check that out. Tom Emmer, would you please check that out? But all the coal miners we love and the truck drivers, in this act, we have officially made the Trump tax cuts permanent. That's the largest tax cut in the history of our country, added to substantial other cuts, which is you're going to see like a rocket ship. We're setting all sorts of economic records right now, and that's before this kicks in. After this kicks in, our country is going to be a rocket ship economically, and we've delivered no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And that's why when you hear things like that, this is it's the biggest bill of its kind ever done by far, but we are going to have a situation, we are going to have something where people are going to realize the level of success and popularity of this bill. And sort of to close it out, it makes the child tax credit permanent for 40 million American families. And to increase the car affordability, it makes interest on a new car payment. So this had never happened before. You buy a car, you borrow money, you're allowed to deduct for income tax purposes your payment of interest. You're allowed to deduct it. It's never happened before. So run out and buy a car. But I have to tell you, it's only good, Mike, if it's made in America. If it's made in another country, you don't get it. And to protect 2 million family farms and other small businesses, we're eliminating the estate tax or the death tax. So if you want to leave your farm or your small business, but the farms are really, they have been devastated, to your children, if you love your children. By the way, if you don't love your children, don't even listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. But if you love, would you live? Yes, I think you love your child. This one loves Barron. So I don't know if we're a small business. I think we're not. I'm not sure that we qualify. I'm sorry, darling. But you know, it was devastating. Farmers, they had to go out and borrow money. And by the way, is that Pam Bondi? Pam Bondi, raise your hand. Thank you, Pam, for being here. Attorney General, she's done an incredible job. So there won't be any, think of this, there won't be any death tax. You're not going to have to go borrow money. Your parents pass away and the farm goes into the bank's hands and gets foreclosed. That's not going to happen. And with 100% expensing for new investments, we're cutting taxes for every manufacturer who builds, expands. And we have expansion at the highest level that we've ever had it. We have hundreds of factories, including car plants and AI. It's coming into our country at levels that we've never seen. And to conclude, not only will we have the strongest economy on earth, we're also going to have the strongest borders on earth. And last month, did you see the number? 0 people crossed our border. 0 illegal people. And that's after Joe Biden let 21 million people, many of them people from gangs and prisons and drug lords and people that were mentally unbalanced, they let them into our country. We're getting them out at record numbers, and we have an obligation to, and we're doing it. So as we approach the 250th anniversary of America's founding exactly 1 year from now, we are creating an economy that delivers wealth for the middle class, a border that is sovereign and secure, and a military that is unmatched, unequaled anywhere in the world. And you saw that. And what a beautiful sight that was, especially after watching what they did just a short while ago. The golden age of America is upon us. We are in the golden age. It's going to be a period of time, the likes of which I don't think this country has ever experienced before. We're going to make America great again, and it's happening very fast. We love you. We thank you for being here. Enjoy the fireworks tonight. And First Lady, I want to thank you. You have been unbelievable. You think it's easy being First Lady? It's not. Thank you all very much. Happy 4th of July. God bless you all. Thank you very much, everybody. was a good one.
That was a
We
good
got
one.
it. Wow. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, this is the gavel we use to enact the big, beautiful bill, and I want you to have that for your
Oh.
Are we ready?
Gavel us
We're ready.
in.
Are we ready?
We are ready.
Have a good time, everybody. Thank you very much. There you go. That's good. That's good.
Oh.
Hi, Marge. There you go. 28 points. It's a lot of points.
Good job.
Richard Beck. Absolutely. And we have some more. We'll give you some more. Our great first lady. Come here.
Oh, yeah, you would have worn me in.
Scott, you were awesome. You were awesome.
Secretary, congratulations. I'll let you hold the gavel. I don't know. She did it, honey.
Now you get to go in.
You were
Get the
awesome.
gavel.
You're very trusting.
Give that guy a raise.
raise.
Give that guy a raise.
Thank you very much, everybody. And I want to thank the people up here. They're unbelievable people. Mary, hi, Mary. How's Scott doing? Good job? Scott, how's the economy? Okay?
Wonderful job.
Going to get better.
From South Carolina.
It's been amazing. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good time. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
Thank you. You don't tell me.
I'm not so sure that's a good idea.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Did everyone have a good weekend? Yes. Good. It's good to see you back here. We have